For thousands of years, in timber, in stone, in iron and steel, we have built. And for thousands of years, from the moment the first brick is laid, the first rivet is fixed, the first slab of concrete is poured, the processes of corrosion begin. We live in a world that is constantly breaking down. The elements of nature are constantly changing, reacting with each other, wearing each other down, corroding. Bridges collapse, bicycle frames crack, handrails give way, walls fall, engines fail, pipes burst, ships sink. This is corrosion. Constant, relentless, unforgiving. And yet we tame it. We control it so our buildings stay up, our bridges carry us safely, aeroplanes continue to defy gravity, engines continue to run, ships stay afloat. We control the corrosive effects of electricity, gases and acids. The great works of mankind are possible only because we can control corrosion. Within a few years, even the greatest building and engineering projects are completed, and those who constructed them are gone. Then the corrosion engineers take over. Quietly, efficiently. So quietly and efficiently, in fact, that the process is invisible to most people. But without them, our world would be very different. Building the Eiffel Tower was an amazing feat of engineering, yet it was only ever intended to be a temporary structure. Keeping it in place for over 100 years is the real triumph. The Whyalla pipeline took a mere 18 months to build, and is still resisting corrosion more than 60 years after it was laid. The fight against corrosion never stops. Corrosion doesn't just happen to metal. It can happen to everything, and it's happening all the time. Chemical interaction with its environment causes the deterioration of all materials, plastics, concrete and wood, and of course metal. And the most widely used metal is iron. Iron ore is rust, corroded steel. The process of smelting merely turns it back into steel. But it wants to return to its true form. It wants to be rust. And rust never sleeps. There are almost as many forms of corrosion as there are things to corrode. But broadly, they fall into some basic categories. General corrosion occurs whenever a material reacts with something in the atmosphere or water. Rust in cars and boats, or when chemicals attack pipes or tanks. Galvanic attack happens where two different metals are in contact. One metal dissolves and leaves its noble cousin intact. Localized attack occurs in crevices such as washers or bolts, or as pitting. Stress and the wrong environment can lead to cracking. Hot, salty stainless steel and vibrating pumps are particularly susceptible to this form of corrosion. Erosion, abrasion or cavitation occur where movement and corrosion combine to accelerate the breakdown of a material. Even the effect of microbes can accelerate corrosion. High temperature from gases or simply hot air can also cause corrosion.